going on, you guys? I'm Cartel from Hell, back again with another review, and this time we're going to be reviewing none other than this Studios MYSTERIO statue. So before we go ahead and get into the review, I just want to let you guys know that I've already done an unboxing for this statue, and I feel like it's really important for you guys to go ahead and check that out so that you can see my initial impression when I first got to see this piece and set it up together, and how, you know, what I really feel about it at that same exact moment. Go check that shit out as soon as this video is over. Mysterio's first appearance was in the Amazing Spider-Man number 13, originally known as Quentin Beck. Now, I've always loved Mysterio as a character, and honestly, I really think that he is one of the coolest looking Spider-Man supervillains. As a founding member of the original Sinister Six, under the leadership of Doc Ock, I really feel like this Mysterio statue deserves a place in your collection, in your Spider-Man lineup. His extensive knowledge of hand-to-hand combat, hypnosis, illusions, and special effects, along with a long list of weaponry within his costume, makes him a very difficult foe to battle. Now that we laid down some very basic general knowledge about this character, let's go ahead and dive in deep so I can let you guys know how I really feel about this statue. First of all I can say is XM has done it again. They keep on raising the bar when it comes to design, quality, and giving you exactly what they said they would. Not only that, but a lot of the times they even give you more. If you guys know me by now, I love a really heavy statue, and this piece is exactly that. 35 pounds in total. Honestly, just in the materials alone, you're getting a lot for your money, especially at a retail price of 890 SGD, which actually converts to around 625 USD. And for that amount of money, I really feel like you're getting a lot of statue. A lot of people think that XM Studios pieces are overpriced, but really what you have to factor into it is that you're paying, you know, right around $300 just for shipping alone, just because it's being shipped all the way from Singapore. So that's really something that you have to think about. The company isn't being overpriced with their statues, it's just that added factor that pushes it over the edge. I'm really impressed with the way that XM Studios has engineered this statue. They've put a really long and thick rod within his leg for support. I love how flush his foot is seating on the actual mist itself. There's no visible gap. The cape itself has a really thick peg and a super strong magnet holding it into the body. And then on the back of the base, you have this notch that's been cut out of the mist right here. And then they've put these really thick silicone pads so that you rest the cape on the mist, and then it's plugged into the body himself. And what that does right there is that it helps distribute some of the weight by resting it on top of the mist, so that you don't have your statue, you know, leaning backwards from all that weight of the cape in the future. It really bothers me when companies fail to think of the long-term displayability of a statue. XM Studios has placed extra attention when it comes to that aspect of this statue, and I can honestly say I don't see this problem ever happening with this statue. You know, it's going to be in your collection for many years to come, and it's going to be standing up straight, tall. You're not going to have any leaning issues, just because they've taken that extra time to really think about the displayability of this statue. As a collector that loves to display his statues and keep pieces for a really long time, that makes me very relieved that I'm not going to have any problems in the long run with the statue. While most statues only come with 1 or 2 head sculpts, this Mysterio statue actually comes with 3 head sculpts. You get that one right there, and these 2 as well. All of the head sculpts fit flawlessly into the body and are held into place with a key and super strong magnet. All 3 of the head sculpts utilize the same looking sculpt and design around the collar. The first head sculpt is this one-way domed helmet, which he uses as a form of disguise. His helmet is also capable of containing his own air supply, protecting him from dangerous gases he pumps into the air through the bottom of his boots and the nozzles in his gauntlets. XM has used a sandblasting effect within the dome to give it an extremely impressive look of concealment. I absolutely love this effect, and I feel that it elevates the statue to a whole nother level of craftsmanship. Even Marvel doubted that XM Studios would be able to replicate it at a production level, and they still managed to pull it off flawlessly. The second head sculpt is this unmasked portrait of Quentin Beck with his blue eyes and stern facial expression. It gives him a very striking appearance. They have even given him a slight 5 o'clock shadow and stayed within the lines really well while painting his hairline. Now, I rarely use unmasked portraits, but I think it's a great addition for collectors that do, and I'm happy that XM has included it. Now, the third and final head sculpt, which just so happens to be my favorite of the three, is this skull that has actually been placed within the dome. The skull even has smoke streams flowing out of its eye sockets and mouth, filling up the dome with trails of shifting smoke. They have also used the same sandblasting method to give it the same illusion of concealment that was used on the other domed head sculpt. His hands and gauntlets are held into place with some super strong magnets, and you'll never have to worry about them falling off or coming out. Boom, baby. I love the look of this Mysterio statue in general. He has a very iconic and comic accurate costume, all the way down to the fine details. They have sculpted in these very intricate designs within his gauntlets. The designs remind me of a fish scale pattern and continue on to all other parts of the statue as well, throughout his chest piece, belt, on the back of his collar, the sides of his boots, and all around the perimeter wrapped around the base to tie it all in together. They have even added an extensive amount of lines sculpted in a cross-hatched manner, one over the other, creating thousands of diamond-shaped patterns, and a raised ribbing where the seams in his costume would be, adding just the right touch of extra detail without going overboard or leaving it underwhelming. The same goes for the cape. Part of me wishes that they would have added just a little more texture within the inside of the cape, just to give it a little more detail. But thinking about it further, I've actually came to the conclusion that it actually would have made the statue too busy, and it would have taken away from the piece in the long term. I actually really love the sculpt of the cape, the way it's flowing throughout the sudden puff of his concealing mist. The only thing I would have added on the cape is a little more shading when it comes to the paint within the folds and highlights on the raised areas, the same way they have already done on his body. It's a very small nitpick, and it doesn't take away from the fact that the cape has been painted very smooth without any paint smudges or imperfections. Another element, which is one of my favorite parts of this statue, is the base. You have this thick, massive cloud of concealing mist billowing from the bottom of his boots, swirling effortlessly around him in between him and his cape in an upward corkscrew motion. I love the fact they have even lightly dusted it with a slight purple hue, giving it the look like it contains a deadly amount of toxic gases to incapacitate or confuse any would-be adversary who would dare come in his way to achieve his unrivaled desire to be famous. Another thing that I love about this base is the materials that were used. It's a very big, heavy piece of semi-transparent resin that has semi-opaque qualities as well. There are these two exposed seams where the streams of mist plug into the middle portion of the base that I do wish they would have taken a little more time to try and blend together. It is on the front half of the statue, and it makes it a little bit more noticeable while it's on display. At the same time, they did take the time to add those little silicone pads in between the streams of mist where they rest on each other, giving me an added level of ease knowing they won't chip or scratch each other while moving the statue to a new location. The bottom of the base has the same fish scale design as the rest of the statue to tie it all in together. It does have an older washed patina to it, and it really reminds me of the same effect XM has given the Doctor Strange statue, especially when it comes to his demon pedestal. It almost makes it look like an antique relic. The bottom of the base also has these 4 eyes with arrows placed on top of them, and really remind me of the 4 points of a compass. The eyes on the base also tie in together with the 2 eyes on his chest, which act as various weapons he can use at his disposal. Another thing that I really love about this piece, you guys, is just how limited it is. There's only 800 of these statues worldwide. It will never be reproduced again. This is it. 800 throughout the whole world. I mean, to tell you the truth, you guys, that is a very rare limited statue. I am extremely happy to have one, and in a market where these companies really focus on releasing a lot of superheroes, it's nice to finally get another super villain to even out the playing field. I can guarantee you that there's going to be way more than 800 collectors that are going to want the statue. It's the only licensed quarter scale Mysterio out there, so go ahead and jump on it while you still can. Another thing that I really love about this statue, you guys, is even though it has a very big presence and it's a very big statue and very heavy at the same time, it actually has a very small footprint, so you're going to be able to display it inside your collection without any problems. It's going to be really easy to seamlessly integrate this into your display without having to make too many accommodations. I just want to say thank you to XM Studios for releasing this statue and really taking the time to give us a very top-notch, high-quality piece. I just want to congratulate you on a very good job. You guys fucking deserve it, man. You guys are kicking ass right now. And I definitely love this fucking piece. You guys really knocked it out of the park with this one. So I guess the real question of the day is, does this piece receive the Cartel from Hell seal of approval? Hell yeah, this piece receives a Cartel from Hell seal of approval. Come on, man, are you crazy? Not only has it become one of my favorite pieces in my collection already, but it's an extremely high quality statue. I am nothing but impressed with it. I definitely love it. It's not going anywhere. It's here to stay. So for that, this XM Studios Mysterio statue gets the Cartel from Hell seal of approval all day, every day. I just want to say thank you to all of my subscribers. Anybody that's watching this statue review, thank you guys for watching it. It really means the world to me that you guys take the time out of your day to go ahead and check out my review. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and check out all my other unboxings, reviews, and 4K close-ups and statue collection room tours. Thanks again for watching, and catch me if you can on the next one.